All right.
I'm listening.
Calories from fat, 110. Right, so that's like over half. Total
Okay.
fat, 12 grams, 18% of your daily value. The saturated fat, 1.5 grams, that's 8% of your daily value. Cholesterol, 0. So if you got heart problems, 0 cholesterol. Sodium, though, 180 milligrams, that's 8% of your daily value.
Is it sweet or salty?
Kind of salty.
I should get 3 questions.
Okay, kind of salty.
Kinda salty? What does that mean?
I mean, more salty than sweet. All right, I'll give you the sodium, 180 milligrams. Sugars, 2 grams.
2 grams of sugar?
Yeah.
So it's salty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
go
because
on.
the whole thing is 39 grams, and there's 2 grams of it is sugar.
Okay, I'm
And
listening.
the protein, 3 grams of protein.
So that's a lot.
Right?
Okay,
That's what
next
I'm
question. Next question.
saying. Yeah.
What kind of a container does it come?
I can't tell you that.
That's too good of a question?
Yeah, too good of a question.
Hmm.
Vitamin C, 15%. Riboflavin, 2%. Magnesium, 4%. Iron, 4%. Thiamine, 6%. Niacin, 8%. Vitamin A, 0%.
Okay, does this count as one of my questions? What's thiamine?
I don't know.
Oh,
That counts
no.
as a question.
Wait a minute. I'll fix it.
Potassium.
Hey,
Oh,
where's
my
your...
camera's blacked out. Don't worry.
Yeah, unblack
Potassium,
it.
310 milligrams.
Oh, it's going to be a reveal?
To reveal.
Potassium 300, was it a banana? Wait a minute, bananas don't have...
There's only 9% of your potassium daily value in here.
Bananas don't have ingredients on them either.
Okay, first ingredient.
Oh, okay.
That should have been your question.
Okay.
Potatoes.
Oh, shit. Is it Lay's?
No.
Is it potato chips?
Yes.
What?
But it's oh, here, boom! Oh, goddamn!
Oh,
shit.
shit. Haunted, invisible potato chips, huh?
Yeah.
What does that say?
It says Miss Vicky's
Miss Vicky's.
jalapeno
Nice. Cool.
potato.
That wasn't as exciting as I thought it'd be. Next time I'm gonna bring the snack.
Yeah.
Okay, your snacks are shitty. Next
Your
time,
snack's shitty.
watch. I'll bring some dope shit. Next time we'll do the test in the other direction and we'll see how it goes. Anyway, what's up, internet? It's Thursday. I couldn't have guessed that. It's too easy. It's too simple.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you said like, what's the freaking like you said, what kind of container does it
What
come in?
was it last week?
Last week was one of those
Honey bun. Yeah, so impossible for me to guess. This one was way too easy to guess. It's like the first snack that comes to anyone's mind.
I
Potato
mean,
chips.
okay, I didn't know you wanted a snack that's like. I thought you were gonna try to guess specifically what it was. You know what I mean?
You know, I thought it'd be something a little more interesting. I mean, potato chips. Anyway, whatever. Internet, did you guys notice that Rip is at the beach?
I'm at the beach,
so
specifically the T4 beach.
The Tech M4 beach. I thought it was a good idea. Anyway, it's Thursday. You're watching ATP Live. And we decided, so we were talking about it in multiple scenarios, different people's chats, and we decided instead of coming up with topics to talk about on the show, we're just going to go through the games as we usually do, and we'll just stop, you know, when something interesting comes up. And then we'll deal with all the events coming up. Has Via done anything special lately, like reveal anything?
Not that I know. I have not done Wednesday Night Fights commentary the last 2 weeks, so I don't know.
I don't think he the chat can correct us if I'm wrong, but I don't think he revealed anything, and I don't want to spill his beans.
Yeah, I don't think his beans have been spilled yet.
Okay, so I can't even talk about shit, but we'll get to it. We'll talk about SCR and discuss what we can and cannot talk about in terms of SCR later when we talk about other shit. But let's talk about games. Let's go across the board. Let's talk about the shit that has nothing going on first. For sure, are we talking there's no news for Killer Bitch Stink, right? I mean, that's been like nothing going on.
Sure.
The only thing I know as far as I'm concerned, so I want to play that game, right? And I've been having trouble with my capture card. I ended up getting a new capture card, which is here now. And I talked to Sajam, your partner in crime for online Wednesday Night Fights, and I asked him if he would give me like a training sesh. So he's going to, over Skype, he's going to do like a training sesh of Killer Bitch Stink. I'm going to stream it. It's just a matter of when I get my shit all sorted out. Chances are that's probably going to be next Monday or Tuesday or something like that. Next week sometime. If he's available and I'm available, we'll get that sorted out. But other than that small morsel of news, Killer Bitch Stink, no news going on. We know it's coming out. The new season is next year. What are you drinking? Old shit?
Yeah.
Man, that beach idea is so
this shit
cool.
also not gonna work? Oh, it works in this one. Wow, yeah.
What
It's
is
so
that, water?
disgusting. It looks like water now, but this was the Taco Bell Baja Blast Freeze. It's not so freezy anymore. It's too damn hot out here.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
Tastes gross when it melts, though. Apparently.
I believe it. Who gives a shit? What other games are there out there?
Mortal Kombat X.
Why do you say it like that?
Because you said let's start off with the shit that has nothing going on.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat X. Oh, I heard the Yomi Boys are coming to SCR.
Okay, cool.
That's
Oh yeah,
news.
$10,000 pot bonus for
Oh
SCR.
yeah, at SCR. That's a good one. Game's still kicking. I think the dragon tattoos are the ones that are still really paying attention to that. I can't really think of. Oh, you know what? I'm going to Yumicon. I'm
What is
pretty
that?
sure that's like sealed. The deal is sealed for Yumicon. I'm going to
Nice.
Yumicon. It's I think it's Halloween weekend. Yeah, that's what it is. It's actually a wall scroll convention too.
Wow.
Did you
That's
know
gonna
that?
Be so awesome.
I heard it's big, like a
Dude,
huge wall scroll convention.
That's gonna be super awesome.
Why is
I
it going to be
thought-
awesome? I've never been to one.
Right. I mean, I'd never been to a wall scroll moon screen convention.
Moon screw? Moon screw?
Moon ruined convention either, but SCR was a small one, and that was a good time.
Lots
Really
to look
good
at,
time.
right?
Lots to look at.
Cool. Yeah, I'm going to I think my first wall scroll convention. Moon screws and wall scrolls are going to be all over the place. It's in Detroit. And
Oh God, maybe that won't be so cool. I don't
why?
know.
What's wrong with Detroit? That's where
I'm
the
just-
foundation of the country was started there. Motor City?
Yeah,
I'm really
that's what I'm
interested.
saying. Motor City weeaboos compared to like California weeaboos, you know? I don't know.
Oh, you think they're going to be more aggressive? Aggressive weeboos? Well, I don't know. I ain't
I don't know.
scared. I ain't scared. You know, it'll be cool. I'm excited. It's a part of the country I've never been to. I'm a big Chevy and Ford fan, and whatever. Cool. That sounds cool
Yeah.
to me. Wall scrolls. Fuck it. It could. I'm trying to be positive. I think it'll be.
Yeah,
cool.
wait, is it really cold there?
I don't know. Why?
I don't know. People just said so cold at the D. Is that a meme thing
Cold
that I
at
don't
the
understand?
D? I don't know. I'm
I don't
really
know.
not plugged in.
Yeah, me either.
But yeah, I'm going to that. We're both going to SCR, though the details of SCR have not been. People that are wondering why I'm going to that might be like, why the fuck is he going to a wall scroll convention? I'm going to that because there's a fighting game tournament, and they want me to go to that for commentary purposes. So I'm commentating at the fighting game tournament that they're having at Yumicon. It's actually a big deal from what I heard. I don't know. We'll see. I'm really excited. It was pitched to me as a really big deal. So, and I've asked around, and it sounds like a really cool event. People that go have always been happy. So, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. That's the end of the month. What else? Oh, okay. We'll get to that later. What was the game we were on? More on Combat, right?
Yes.
Uh,
Huh?
Nothing. Combat Pack. I keep seeing shit like, it's gonna be Smoke, Rain. What was that other guy's name?
Noob Saibot.
No, not that guy. The guy
Fujin.
Fujin. Fungjin.
Mm-hmm.
I heard it's gonna be him or whatever. I don't know. It's kind of. I feel like they're making us wait real long. So
That
if
is
it's-
super weird to me.
if they're making us wait that long for characters, it can't be the ones that are already in the game, right? It can't be Sindel and
That would
Smoke.
be so funny if it's Sindel, Smoke, Rain, and Fujin.
Baraka.
Oh, Baraka
right?
instead of Fujin, yeah,
or
yeah.
whoever, I mean,
No, it's
if,
all the
if-
ones that we saw in-game models for, basically.
if they're making us wait that long for them, it can't be. It can't be. So yeah, it's got to be something crazy.
You know what's really interesting? What if it's another movie tie-in?
I
You know,
think
like,
it would be.
or
Yeah.
like if they delayed it to line up better with the movie.
Well, I don't know
release.
about that. That would suck. So
I mean, they could.
like The Incredibles 2 or some
Yeah,
shit like
yeah,
that.
so- yeah, I don't think they'll put a Disney character
Finding
in Mortal
Nemo?
Kombat X. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think of what movies are coming out early next year.
I don't think they'll do that. I think if it's a movie tie-in, it's going to be another movie.
Superman and Batman, the movie is coming out next year.
Uh-oh.
Superman as DLC or Batman as DLC for Mortal Kombat X.
They put Scorpion in just the ass. right?
Yeah, exactly.
Ooh, they're putting Superman and Batman in as DLC
Superman or
characters.
what? It's gonna be a 4 pack of all DC characters. It's gonna be because
Justice League
dude, it's
pack.
gonna be freaking Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, and Lex Luthor.
Ooh.
They're all in the Superman Batman movie.
And they don't put in Noob Saibot or
Yeah, or
Smoke
any
or
robot
anything.
pack.
You know, it would be even sicker if Mortal Kombat 11, if Injustice 2 is just titled Mortal Kombat 11. All of
What?
them are there's no more Mortal Kombat characters. It's all just fucking Jackie Briggs and Superman and Batman. I mean, fuck it. At this point, the rosters are so upside down and shitty. I don't know. Anyway, Mortal Kombat. These guys are still grinding their asses off, by the way. The Yomi boys and all those
That's
other
crazy.
guys. They are really like, you know, the thing that everyone always says about how, like, oh, Mortal Kombat's dead. Those guys are wearing, like, Mortal Kombat's dead bulletproof vests. And they cannot be stopped. They don't even feel the Mortal Kombat's dead. They just go. I don't even give a shit. I've seen the looks on their faces when they play over there. They really get into it, and they have not slowed down one step. So the people out there who have slowed down, they're going to have to catch up to these kids because they're really working their asses off, which is cool. I mean, that's what you do when you're a sponsored player in a gaming house, right?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't know.
Technically, you're like a sponsored player in your own gaming house. You just don't have other people to play with. Other
I'm
than Char.
entering Resident Evil 5, and I'm sponsored
Yeah.
by the internet. Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. I hope. I mean, I doubt it's like I don't have to sleep in a bunk bed with 6 dudes and 69 each other all day, right? That's like rough. It's no wonder that they horseplay all day. I keep seeing Slayer like posting videos of like them just horseplaying and shit. It's like, man, they're in each other's business the whole time, and they're pretty old. It's not like they're kids, you know. They're like they're the
Well,
adults.
Slayer's kind of young. I mean, they're like, I don't know. How old are all the Vegas guys?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know them that
Aren't
well.
all these guys in like the lower 20s?
Yeah. I don't think
Right?
any of them's over 25. Maybe Michelangelo's over 25. I don't know. I don't know any of them that well. I don't even know
Yeah.
Slayer that well.
I'm pretty sure Slayer is like super young.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know any of them. I don't know. I mean, they're all cool. I don't know their ages.
Yeah.
Or what their dog's girlfriend's name is or something. But
Ice Cold Ombre said that MIT is like 19.
that's pretty crazy if that's
Yeah.
true. I know Forever King's brother is real young, like 15 or something.
Oh yeah, he's like Forever King Jr. or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super young.
Just because he's named Junior?
Well, I'm saying his name as a junior. I mean, if you're like 30, you wouldn't put a junior in your name as a handle as a new player.
What about Carl's Jr.?
What?
That guy's like
You
200
idiot.
years old.
It's not a handle for players, what I'm saying.
Well, anyway, just who gives a shit? I'm getting hung up on the who cares. The point is that they're working hard, and you got to be working hard if you care, right?
Yes. Yes.
I guess Mortal
guys
Kombat's got
care.
nothing going on. That shit's coming out next year, and it's gonna be RoboCop and Sonic the Hedgehog, basically. What else?
What other games are there?
Tekken.
Rising Thunder, I heard, has lobbies.
Oh yeah, let's talk about Rising Thunder. I watched the tournament of that game, and you know, high level Rising Thunder looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty cool. The elements of the game that are like cool, like the resets and the setups and stuff, are not evident until you watch someone who really knows what they're doing. And once I was watching these guys in the tournament, I was pretty impressed. I enjoyed it. I also heard that they have lobbies, as you mentioned, which is a pretty big step. Mm-hmm. And you know, Seth was talking about, he did commentary on that tournament, and he was talking about how like it's just gonna keep going, like it's gonna just they're just gonna add to it more and more, and it seems like things are going well. So I don't know, the way he was talking about it was really like a positive. What are you about to say?
No, what tournament did you see?
I don't know what it was called. I hosted the channel because I saw that it was right when I was going off the air. That's what was going on. But it was some channel streaming some tournament, and Filipino champ was there.
He was like one of the top ranked players in the country in that game.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was playing Shell, which is the projectile female robot. They're not robots, they're mechs. They're not even mechs. They don't even call them anything, do they? I have to check the lore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, Rise of the Robots. That's one of the things going on. What about? Do you want to go Tekken last? Because I mean, it is. I guess we should do Tekken first. They're doing the big event. When's the big Tekken event at the Puente Hills Mall?
October 3rd.
I should remember that because I'm supposed to pick up Jimmy J Tran the Friday before that from the airport.
So he's
And
actually coming, huh?
yeah, he bought his ticket. He's staying at my place. If you
He
pay me
should've
the right
come.
amount of money, I'll Nancy Kerrigan that motherfucker, and he'll never show up the next day.
What are you gonna do? Take out his eyes?
No, I'm just gonna kill him.
You're gonna hurt his knee, and then he won't be able to walk to the tournament.
I don't know what I'm gonna do. Don't worry about the details. You worry about the federales, bud.
Okay.
So yeah, if you're looking, any of you guys out there who are trying to win that tournament, there's only one way to do it, and I'm the key. So we'll make things happen.
Just Fame James actually texted me asking me if I had an extra arcade stick because I think
Oh,
he wants
he's
to practice.
practicing. Yeah,
I think
for
so.
sure.
That makes sense.
So what is your guess on entrance? And do you know how much this is supposed to cost?
No details, as far as I've seen anywhere, about this tournament at all. So,
yeah, right. Except Michael Murray's Twitter.
Michael Murray's Twitter. You know, actually, I reread it on your website when Wonky posted it up,
Uh-huh.
and it's just like announcement out of nowhere. You know, basically that's I was like, yeah, pretty much. You know, it's I was really surprised that how it was made, but then I'm more surprised now that we still have no information about it. Like, it was on his Twitter, and then they never put on any Namco official page anywhere, not even their
Yeah.
Facebook or anything. You know, so it seems weird. It seems really weird.
It does seem weird. I agree. It
Oh.
seems. Go ahead.
No, also after Michael Murray made that tweet, Markman tweeted, I saw,
Mm-hmm.
saying something about another U.S. location test.
What do you mean location test? You mean qualifier?
Sorry, another qualifier. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'll try and pull that up right now while you talk about something.
Okay. Well, you know, I'll tell you this: the Tekken Tag Tournament 2 national qualifier that they had, which Jimmy J Tran won, and Bronson and Jimmy came here and stayed for that. That tournament had way more buzz around it, than this one does. But for that tournament, the game was already out on console for ever. This tournament, I don't even know if this really even counts as. Oh, that's so interesting too. Because if you think, I was gonna say, does this even count as a national? Does this even count as a global? But then I thought back in history, right? And every single national and global we've ever had has been before the console version comes out, except for Tekken Tag 2.
Whoa.
All of them, every single one.
So this is kind of
not
like
Tekken
nationals.
6. Tekken 6 global and national were on console. So I guess since Tekken 6 they've changed it. But Tekken 4, Tekken 3, I think, Tekken Tag 1, Tekken 5, all of those had arcade.
I think Tekken 5 was also after console.
The regional wasn't.
The first regional wasn't, but the second regional was.
What do you mean the second regional?
It
I
was a
just
regional
remember
in
the
NorCal.
regional for Tekken 5.0, the one that was at Cal Poly Pomona.
Right.
That one was before the console version came out, right?
Yeah, and then the NorCal one is right after the console came out, I'm pretty sure. Because
Well,
there's 3 weeks gap or something. I got top 8 in the NorCal one, but not the SoCal one.
Interesting. Well, I don't know. I mean, they're doing the qualifying tournament. It's really peculiar how there's no info about it, and I haven't talked to Mark, man. Every time I think about it, it's like I forget. But I gotta hit him up and see what's up with the details.
So his Twitter on September 3rd, which was the day after Michael Murray's tweet, said about the 10-3 tournament round 1. Markman tweeted, "News on another NA qualifier in the near future." Thanks to everyone for making this happen, basically. So yeah, it sounds like there will be another one, not just the one at round 1 Puente Hills Mall.
Is anybody gonna beat Mr. Naps?
I think actually there are like 4 or 5 people in SoCal who could beat him in Tekken 7.
Can I ask who you think those people are?
I don't want to say it because I don't want him to prepare for them.
Oh, good point.
You know what I
Don't
mean?
say fake ones. No, I'm just kidding. Don't say it. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Rixta is totally gonna beat him.
Oh yeah, Rixta.
Yeah,
Myself.
Rixta's got him. Rixta's got him. Yep.
I'm not even sure if wait a minute. So that's gonna be I mean that's gonna be fun, at least for us, right? I don't even know if there's gonna be a stream. I was just gonna mention.
I hope there's a stream, yeah.
That's fucked up, man. I mean, it's almost like it's not happening, right?
If there's no stream, a lot of events feel like they're not gonna happen.
No, but I mean, this one doesn't even have any like. It was announced on Michael Murray's Twitter. What's going on? I mean, I'm over here telling people about their tournament, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not even telling me about their tournament to tell people about their tournament. Why don't you tell me? Everyone's finding out about your fucking tournament from me. Why don't you tell me about it? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. Anyway, there's a qualifying tournament, and Jimmy J is coming to my house and he's trying to win it. So we'll
Bronson's not coming with them?
Not that I've heard. Bronson got married. He's a grown man. Jimmy J is like the last of the Mohicans in NorCal.
He got married and he has no character in this game.
What about the big red machine? Whatever his stupid
not his
name
character.
is.
He doesn't care about that character.
No Duck, and that's it, huh? No Jules, no Julia.
No Julia, no Nina, no Michelle.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point.
No Marduk.
He's the national champion in too many games. They were like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, we got to make sure his characters are not in there before we have our national tournament.
Yeah, I don't know what the deal is. People are butthurt about that. Oh, I heard somewhere that Green Arcade is going to finally get Tekken 7. And their stream is going to start back up, which is good. Those 30 of you who are interested in the Green Arcade stream, because I remember I used to be one of you. Yeah, that's going to happen for Tekken 7.
That's cool.
I mean, yeah, I guess. Let's.
I'm just glad that Green is still alive. Like,
it's hard to believe. How?
Yeah, I mean, I hope that they survive this, because it's like they're getting it so late already, and I feel like the vibe from Korea hasn't been that great for Tekken 7, so hopefully it does well, because I like that arcade.
What do you mean by the vibe hasn't been that great? You mean the players don't like it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. I say the vibe because I don't know all the players, right? But like what I've heard from like JDCR and a couple interviews, like here and there, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting too. You know that guy, what's his name? The guy who played clone Eddie Christie team that won Master Cup last time? That guy was being interviewed, and he was saying that he feels like a lot of the players in Korea like it because it's fun to watch, but they don't think it's good to play, which is a really interesting, like, statement. Like, how could you like it because it's fun to watch? You have to play it. It's like, you don't have to watch it. You're a player, dude. So, I don't know. It's a weird climate over there over the game, but we've talked about it many times. The game is, like, I think more so, or at least I hope more so than any other game out there right now, that game is going to evolve a lot. And, I say hope. That's a really carefully selected word. I really hope that the game evolves a lot, and when it's finally time to come out, I think it's going to be something special. And that's what I'm hoping for. We'll see.
What about I know what I was going to say. The Mishimas in that game, did they give Deviljin a mix-up on his 1-1-2?
I don't know.
It looks like he does 1-1 into what the hell is that shit called? Where he spins around 1+4.
I don't know, man.
Oh, come on, dude. 1+4. Asuka has
unblockable?
it too. No, what's that 1+4 move with Asuka? Deviljin has the same move.
The punch parry with
like
Asuka?
A punch kick spin around thing?
Yeah, that's a punch parry.
Punch low kick.
Oh, 1+4. Yeah. Okay, what about it?
He has that out of 1-1, I think.
I wouldn't know. I haven't been watching.
Yeah, so it's like 3-ring circus. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's 1-1 low kick or 1-1-2. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so weird. Like, why did they give him that?
Is that new?
I think so. I've never seen it.
New as in, like, it came out. Oh yeah, White Heron. That's what it's called. I remember now. He has 1-1 into that. That sounds so stupid.
Yeah, I'm like, what the hell? I saw it the other night and I was thinking, man. But separate of that, I noticed that there's a lot of Mishimas, at least in the Korean videos I've been seeing, and they look scary as hell in this game, dude.
Yeah,
like,
of course, you can't sidestep. Electrics are so dangerous.
Yeah, Mishimas in this game look terrifying.
Yeah,
so,
man.
I think it makes the game look good though. So I'm like, those Koreans, they talk about how the game does or looks good but not fun to play. Like, when I watch a Korean Mishima battle in this game, it's really exciting to watch, and I definitely agree on that. So I'm like, are you not having fun playing that? Like, why? Because it looks really cool.
I think it's probably because they can't move around as much as they want to. It makes sense. It makes sense from the perspective of, like, that's how I felt when I went from Soul Calibur 2 to 3. It was like they hindered the movement, so it was hard for me to really, like, let loose and move around the way I want to. So, I mean, I can actually relate in that regard, but I don't understand what they mean when they say, I like it because it's fun to watch. You're a player, bro, but I don't know. I mean, Either way, like I said, the game's gonna change, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And I'm looking forward to, even if it came out in its current state, right? Even if it came out with the characters it has now, I still think it would be fun to play, right? It's just like, we know there's way more in store. We know there's a ton of characters coming and all that stuff, so I don't know. Just fucking every time we talk about Tekken, my butthole gets dislocated a little bit, you know?
Dude, I mean, yeah.
I mean, what the fuck? Are we just supposed to be optimistic every week? Come on, man. Okay, whatever. Let's talk about Street Fighter.
No, there's still more Tekken, man.
What? What else?
Tekken Crash ended.
Yeah.
The season ended. Ni's team played some other team. We watched that together.
We did?
Yeah, we were at your place.
I don't remember that.
Me and Rickster were there.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember that. Cool.
Yeah.
How did it go?
Ni came out and he talked some shit saying, like, those guys won't even get to me. And then they totally got to him in the finals.
Okay.
And then Ni's team still won.
Cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I remember that now. Yeah. I mean, it was cool, right? I remember at the end of it, Laugh and Woe Girl was mentioning something about how they'll be back. Did you mention? Did you hear that?
No.
They were saying something like, "It's not over for us. We'll be back. There's more to come," or some shit. I mean, whatever, man. I didn't really follow Tekken Crash. That shit, the Woe Girl drove me crazy, and Nin screams too much. You know?
Yeah, I mean, still, I feel like they talked about at the end of it the qualifiers that were coming up for the World Tournament.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I remember that.
So I don't know that they talked about more Tekken Crash seasons coming.
Maybe not. I was moderately paying attention.
Yeah.
But it did come to an end. I don't know if they see it as a success, but I think that they have some work to do in terms of the choices, in terms of commentary. I think that the production, though it looked really good, but it only looked good. If it was on mute, it was a awesome, awesome show. But you miss out on a lot of info and stuff that way, so I don't know.
Yeah, you were talking about how Nin yells hella, and somebody was saying that on the English stream, you can hear Nin yelling still.
That is hilarious.
By the microphones.
That is so funny. Nin is somewhere in the background yelling his ass off. That's too good.
Yeah, Nin is hilarious.
Anyway, okay. So anything else with Tekken?
Well, I mean, dude, I don't know if it was just fucking X22 talking shit, but I feel like there's been more than just X22 telling me that there's rumors that Nina, for some reason, is being hinted as the next character to be released for Tekken 7.
X22 has like a million aliases, dude.
That's why it's hard to tell if it's all him or not, Like,
I'm surprised he's telling you something. Are you sure he wasn't asking you something?
He said, "What do I think about the rumors of Nina being the next
rumors?
Character?
What does that mean?
That's what I'm saying. Did he start a rumor by himself and he made like so many aliases that he could push this
now
rumor
you're
himself?
definitely making a rumor.
Guys, I heard that Nina might be the next character in Tekken 7.
What the fuck?
This is like his mission accomplished. I just like made his life goal.
Man. That guy's fucking having an uproar in his pants
right now. Oh my
god,
he's in the chat.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking huge. Get rid of that guy.
He's like correcting me too. He's like, no,
Flush that guy.
as a prediction.
Damn, he got flushed. Well, kick rocks, X22.
Oh god.
I'll do the question asking around here. What else? Tekken? Is that it for Tekken?
I think so.
Street Fighter
5. There's a Dubai Games going on right now, and tomorrow they're supposed to have some kind of new reveal.
Oh yeah, that's the big news for Street Fighter 5. Tomorrow they're doing a big reveal, and Matt Dahlgren, he recently talked about how the big struggle is the character selection, right? So they've already announced that they want 16 characters launched at the start of the game's life cycle. And those characters are going to be 8. You tell me what they were. I forgot.
Oh shit, I closed it.
I think it was 8 returning characters, 4 brand new characters, and 4 characters you haven't seen in a long time, whatever that means.
Yeah, and it says 4 characters you haven't been seen in a long time from the main games.
What the fuck does that mean? Like Street Fighter 2?
I think that means not counting Alpha? I mean, does Alpha count as a main game?
I don't know. Well, yeah, I think it should.
I think it should.
But maybe it doesn't.
I mean, what doesn't count as a main game?
Yeah, what the fuck is a main game? Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3, and Street Fighter 4 then, right?
Street Fighter EX is not a main game? Is there like were there?
EX is definitely not a main game. That
Right, I'm saying
Skullomania, dude, get the fuck out of here. That game sucks.
yeah. So I guess so. EX is not. What else would not be a main game?
I think to me, CVS and all
CVS.
that shit is a main game. Is.
What? No.
Yeah. I mean, they're like the
I
big.
think I think when he says this, he's talking about like Street Fighter main games, not
So it has to
Capcom
say
main.
the word Street Fighter.
I think so.
Okay, fair enough. Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter.
Yeah, I don't think X-Men versus Street Fighter even would make the cut.
Yeah, me too. I
Yeah.
think you're right. Probably none of the versus games. Armika and Nash. Yeah, that's mentioned. Of course, Birdie.
Mhm.
Who's the last one? There's another one that's already in, isn't there? Oh
What?
yeah, no.
What?
I forgot. I
You
thought
talking
Armika,
about
but I
old
already said
character?
it.
Armika, Nash, Birdie. So that's 3 out of the 4, right? Is
I
that
don't
what
know,
we're saying?
but listen, the more important thing, rather than what characters are in and out, the more important thing that to me stood out was that they said they want to have 16 initial characters, but as soon as the game comes out, they want to keep bringing out characters after that.
Right.
So it's not going to be like, here's 16 characters and then Combat Pack 1 with 4 characters. It's going to be like boom, 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 reveal after reveal with no like stop, which I think is a great idea. I think it's going to pick up steam. I think it's going to become like a snowball effect of hype. I mean, you guys saw the last... I mean, perhaps it's because it's Armika and there's lots of stuff to look at, but the last reveal for Street Fighter V feels like it was the biggest in terms of buzz, right? You'd think they announced a new game. It was so hype when they announced Armika. So... I don't know if it's the character, I don't know if it's the game or what, but taking a huge break, I think, is probably a mistake for Tekken 7, and I think I'm seeing that the hype is pretty dope for Tekken 5. At least in my, I'm sorry, Street Fighter 5. That's a Freudian slip. Tekken 5. Street Fighter 5. I don't know, I mean, we've talked about it before, but I like hearing news, you know? I like hearing what's going on, and I don't like being left in the dark. And you know what's fucked up is, like, we're supposed to be the guys that are plugged in, too, right? We're way in the dark. We don't even know when the fucking qualifiers are and shit. So it's like, we gotta...
Tekken is in a really weird state right now.
Super weird.
Because it's so crowded with everything else going on too. It's just I don't know where it fits. Like I don't know what the best strategy even is for Tekken at this point. Because I feel like if we got Tekken this fall, that would have been good. But it's not coming out this fall unless it's like a super surprise, like Tekken Revolution, like boom, you got it tomorrow.
That would
be
nice.
But if without it like that, if it comes out next spring, I think it's like a totally bad place for it because Street Fighter V is launching. It's gonna have all this hype behind it. They're gonna have tournaments and money and new characters constantly, and KI's season 3 is happening then. MK Combat Pack is gonna be out. It's just it's so crowded for fighting games. And then if they put it next fall, maybe I guess. But I think it might even be better the following spring. Like give Street Fighter hella space. Fuck. I don't know. It's
So you're gonna release a console game that's like 4 years old and shit
right.
already?
Well, I'm saying I don't even know how they do it because if they really want to push the arcade thing again, right, then they've got to update the version, right, Tekken 7 BR, whatever, and then give us that version next fall or something. I think that's the best and worst case scenario. It's like
sweet. Our best case scenario is also the
our
worst
case scenario. Yeah,
that sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, it's best for them to release and get like an opening, and it's worse because we gotta wait hella for another outdated version of the game that we'd have to watch for another year before we get it or something. Like, not cool.
What do you say? Okay, this is, let's say, hypothetically speaking, let's say Tekken 7 is the final game that will follow this archaic, ancient history style of business model where it comes out in the arcade and stays in the arcade. So whatever the next game is, like let's say it's Street Fighter or Tekken Cross Street Fighter or Tekken 8. If that game, do you believe that next game will be the game that ends this arcade thing?
I don't know. I hope so, but I really have no clue. Like I think they really believe in this arcade business model, and I don't think it's going to change. I think
they're going to believe in it, huh?
I mean, it's literally been this way since Tekken 1. Right.
That's what they say too when we confront them about it. They're like, "This is the way it's been, bro. Back it up. We've been doing this."
Somebody put together some kind of picture on Imgur. I'm looking at it right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm gonna put it in the chat right now so everyone else can see it. But it's basically the release schedule
Mm-hmm.
of all the Tekken games, arcade and console release dates, and it's just like it's obvious. Like this is how they've done it the whole way through. The only
I'm
exception
clicking
is
it.
Tekken 5, and
Hella
basically.
porn.
Did
Oh
I
wow,
click
this
the
is
wrong one? Did I
interesting.
copy paste the wrong one? um, no, yeah, it's so yeah. I mean, I don't think they're gonna change it, and unless the arcades in Japan really die. So hopefully, they don't do that. I don't know. I don't see them changing it anytime soon though.
Yeah.
Unless Tekken 7 comes out in arcade and totally bombs, like everyone doesn't buy it. Like
Tekken
if we can all
7?
agree to, yeah, when Tekken 7 comes to console, if everyone agrees to not buy it because we're sick of waiting for games 2 years or 3 years or whatever, then I think they'll finally change their tone. But I don't think they'll change unless something like that happens.
Well, I don't know, but I think that it's hard not to look at it from a really selfish perspective. Like I remember when we had arcades thriving and shit here, we were like, yeah, we have arcades. Don't forget us, let us get the machine. And then now even us, I mean, we have an arcade still and it has the machine, but we've evolved, along with we were the last to evolve, us in SoCal and the places that still had arcades in the US, we were the last ones to accept that it's different now, and we need different types of places. The business model doesn't work anymore, and I think they'll catch on eventually. I just hope that the brand doesn't take too much collateral damage while the people in charge of the brand are kind of figuring things out. Because how many games can survive, like this? I mean, we already had Tekken Tag 2 was a struggle. Now Tekken 6 is out in arcades, and we're all really waiting. The people who love Tekken the most are the ones that are, like the most frustrated. And everyone else is kind of like, whatever, look, a butterfly. Ooh, Armika, So it's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of peculiar, the way it's working out. I don't like I mean, there's nothing good to say about it, right? At this point, it's a matter of if you're in Japan and Korea, and even the Japanese and Koreans are bitching. Who the fuck's happy?
Nobody.
Is anybody happy?
At this point,
Who's happy?
probably the only
Is
person
anybody
happy
happy in
is
the
Wade
chat?
Gamble. I think Wade Gamble's probably the only person who's happy.
Gamble's happy. He's just listening to Slow Jacko all day over there. That's all he's doing. Nothing but Slow Jacko.
Hold on, one more thing. I saw this. Wonky retweeted this the other day.
Mm-hmm.
There was an interview with Harada in Famitsu, right? That's like a magazine in Japan or something.
Yeah.
And he tweeted this yesterday, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But he pulled out one quote, which maybe something's lost in translation, but I doubt it. It seems pretty accurate. But the quote he pulled out from Harada said that 90% of the sales of the Tekken series were overseas. 90% of their sales are overseas, and they're making that 90% not care about the game by showing it on YouTube.
What does overseas mean? Over which seas?
Not in Japan.
How do you know that?
What the hell else would it mean?
I don't know. It's a really vague statement.
Okay, fine. So it's either 90% is off the continent of Asia and Africa, which are all connected. So 90% are just in North America,
right?
South America, right? So 90% is either in just America and North America, South America, or it's not in Japan, right?
So is he saying not in Japan or not in Asia?
I think honestly, either way, it doesn't matter, right? Because 90% of it's outside of that area. And that's the area, the 90% is the area that doesn't have access to the damn game.
Does that make sense? That's why I'm saying I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt here. I mean, how the fuck could he say 90% of Tekken sales of all time come from overseas?
Because Japan is this small and the rest of the world is that big.
So why would he even say that? Like,
because it's the
saying
fact.
That, I understand, but bringing that fact to everyone's attention is like saying, hey, everybody, eat my shit. Everybody who's not within seas.
Maybe he's on our side too, but the higher ups in Namco aren't on our side. So maybe he's trying to turn the tide so that people will look at it that way.
This is like a public relations type of thing.
Maybe I don't know. I'm just it's I don't know. I'm trying to find an opening to I'm playing devil's advocate in a way, I guess, on someone's side.
I don't know whose side.
I don't know either. But yeah. Bottom line, 90% of the world doesn't have this game.
Make sense
wants
to me.
This game, dude.
So logic tells you 90% means that outside of Japan. That's what logic tells me, right? But if that's the case, why would he say that braggingly? That's
I don't
not
think,
something
but
you would brag.
I
Like,
don't think that's a bragging thing. Like, I mean, it's just a quote that's pulled out of an article that was like an interview, right?
yeah,
So
why
maybe
would you
somebody said
say
like,
that in
"Hey,
an
where are the most of your
interview?
sales?" Well, 90% of the sales of Texas are overseas. That's just a fact. It's not like I'm bragging. Hey, 90% of our sales are overseas, so we don't release it to those guys.
Yeah, but it's information that you don't want to put a spotlight on because of all the people overseas that are so pissed.
Unless you wanted to put a spotlight on it so that we would get pissed when we saw it, so that the NAMCO hire us to be like, "What the fuck?
I don't think so.
We
You
gotta release
really
this
think
shit." They're so pissed. I don't know why. I'm just talking,
that's
dude.
really like conspiracy theory shit?
It is, but you know what? This is what happens when we don't have.
Right,
the
I
game
know.
on
Basically,
console.
you've cornered us into this situation where we're like, the only reason why they could be doing this is because someone's got a gun to their head. Harada's being held hostage right now, and they're making him make a shitty version of it. I mean, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I don't know anyone who's happy about it. Everyone's frustrated. Nobody's happy, right? It's the year 2015, and I don't think I know anybody that's happy about that shit.
Whoa, girl might be happy.
Yeah, but she's from overseas.
Oh, you're right.
90% of the people I don't give a shit about are from overseas. That's how it works. I'm taking the Harada fucking approach.
Oh, you just gave me a headache.
Yeah, man, that's how
Oh,
it's
God,
gonna work.
these numbers.
Okay, well, every time I talk about this game, I get flustered. Give me
Frustrated.
the game. I want it. I want the game. If the game came out right now, a shitload of people would be watching it on Twitch. It would be popping. Bummer. Okay.
Dude,
I'm listening.
I stopped.
I can't believe you liked Until Dawn.
I had an expectation of it that it wasn't going to be Metal Gear Solid 5 when I went into it.
Metal Gear Solid 5? What the fuck are you talking about? It's a totally different game. That's the dumbest thing I ever heard.
Exactly my point. I feel like if you go into because I expected it to be like Life is Strange except a horror game.
I
which
was
pretty
looking at
much
it like
is
that,
what it was.
that Wolf Among Us,
See, I don't know what that is.
It's like a Telltale game.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I haven't played it, so I haven't played any Telltale game.
Okay.
Yeah, right. And so I mean, if I had expected that thing to be like, I don't know, StarCraft or something, I would have been super pissed too, But like, it was like Life is Strange except a shitty horror version,
Oh,
like
cool. So it's like a shitty game, but the shittier horror version. You're right. It is good.
yeah.
Gotcha.
And look, my word on it is I would not pay $60 for that. Like, I would maybe pay $20 for that. Like, Life is Strange, I paid $15 for, and I think that's worth it for that price. So this thing at 20 as a brand new game, maybe.
I'm saving my bitch calling for later. But
I see where this is going.
Yeah,
right?
but we'll get to it later.
Yeah.
We'll get to it later.
$60?
Fuck this. Fuck that game. I don't even know why we're talking about it at this point. What other games are there that are cool? Nothing? Soul Calibur's ending, Tekken, whatever, we talked about it. Street Fighter, we talked about it. Moron Combat, Killer Bitch Stink, Rise of the Robots. There's no other turn. We could talk about events. That's what's important. I mean, right now there's nothing going on with news and stuff for games, but there's definitely events. SoCal Regionals is the big one. It's a little late. Usually it's in February. This year it's in October. Any news on it that I can talk about? He didn't reveal anything.
No.
Alex Valet hit me up and said he's going to have a reveal trailer and all this shit, and I thought it was going to be today, but whatever. Sometime soon he's going to reveal some shit, and then we'll all have a Cinco de Mayo celebration parade about it, and it'll be cool. What else? The Fall Classic, when is that?
Is it this weekend? I think it's this weekend. Yeah.
Could be this weekend. So yeah,
It
the
is,
Fall
yeah.
Classic is this weekend. What else? I don't really know much about the Fall Classic. I just know it's a major tournament on the East Coast.
Yeah, it's a Big E and Shin Blanca production. So it's got
Yeah.
Big E runs NEC, Shin Blanca runs Final Round, and then they come together to make the Fall Classic.
Yeah, I'm not really sure, but sounds cool. Sounds like a big deal. I think a lot of people will be watching. I think it's a pretty big deal. What else? I said YumaCon. Of course, Capcom Cup is on the same weekend as YumaCon. The 31st.
Wow, okay.
The weekend of Halloween. The last weekend of October. That's the same weekend. YumaCon.
Whoa, Halloween at an anime convention?
Yeah, that's what I'm telling you. It's a wall scroll collection convention on Halloween. It's going to be wild.
Yeah.
I've never been to a wall scroll convention.
You're going to get refreshed.
What does that mean? Oh, like, what? They got free drinks? I'm to get refreshed. Cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. So, are we forgetting anything before we call
well,
bitches?
Wonky put up some shit about some tournaments going on this weekend. Oz Hadu Nationals is, I guess, the biggest Tekken or biggest fighting game tournament in Australia,
Oh wow,
going
cool.
on in Sydney this year, and also in Spain they've got this thing called Tekken World 2015 where JDCR is going to be competing at.
Oh nice.
So those are this weekekend.
But it better be Tekken Tag 2.
Yeah, Tekken Tag
Okay,
2.
good. How did Spain get Tekken 7 before I did?
I was gonna say it's really funny because the Tekken World 2015 one, it says game, primarily Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Like, what the hell does that even
What does
mean? Why is
that
it
mean?
primarily there? I don't know. And also, Ultimate Tournament, I still don't know when the hell it is. Oh, it's on October 17th in France.
Okay.
They just announced that Kagemaru from Japan is coming. So Kagemaru, Take, and Ao are all going to Japan.
Sick.
Or sorry, all going from Japan to France for that tournament. And they said there's still more international players to be announced. So, they usually throw a pretty crazy event. It's only tech in there. So it's kind of like a strong style for Europe. I've been a couple times and it's pretty awesome. So if you guys are in the Europe
No stream?
area, I don't think they've announced one yet, but
Man, they're
hopefully they
blowing
put it
it.
together. Hopefully they
Internet,
put
let
one
me
together.
tell you
They've been
something.
trying, and you know what? I think that a lot of guys are stepping up, like the CKT guys. So I expect if UT doesn't have one set up themselves, I assume that one of the CKT guys will get it set up for us.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Dude, if you guys are out there and organizing a tournament or whatever, if you don't have a stream, come on, man. Get with the times, bro. I barely know how to use a computer and I know how to get a stream going, man. You better do it. You better get on that shit. Speaking of which, hey, so it's not that hard to install this capture card, huh?
Nope. Just
All right.
pull out your Black Magic, plug that one in, put the CD in, and that's it.
And I got one of those multi-switchers too, so hopefully this
Oh,
becomes
nice.
a smooth operation.
You probably need a couple more HDMI cables, but if you bought a pack last time, you're probably okay.
Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'm getting that sorted out. Any other topics before we move on to you plugging your channel and then we can call some bitches?
Damn, it was so fast. We don't
I
have
know
to
there's
talk-
no Ricksta and no fucking news. Nothing happened.
Chat, do you have any other topics that we missed?
There's no. I've been fucking looking around. This was a real slow week. I mean, there isn't much going on. People are practicing. I know that.
What are they practicing for?
Well, the Fall Classic.
Oh.
Lots of people are kind of grinding it out for the Fall Classic. This is kind of one of those tournaments maybe that, since it has not that big of a spotlight, maybe not that many killers are going to it, and so maybe the second tier players are really grinding it out because they feel like this is our chance to shine. There isn't going to be that many Japanese or random out-of-country guys going, so this is going to be like, those random like Zaffarino or like, these guys that play at next level that you see they're really, really good, but they haven't gotten this opportunity to really like fuck people up and like make a top grand finals situation. I think people like that are really grinding it out. And you could definitely tell that those Yomi boys are practicing hard, as I said earlier. So the good news is that we're going to get to see people play, right, this weekend. That's cool. It's just that there's no news in terms of games and characters and patches and anything like that. One thing I do want to mention is that yesterday Seth Killian was talking about the patch notes for Rise of the Robots, Rising Thunder, and he said that the patch notes come with like notes, like it says the change and it says like a description on why the change is happening, and he also said it explains the situations that change created and the new situations that are available now and why that was changed. So he was talking about how the patch notes are extensive, which I think is a really great thing.
Yeah, no, I mean, we were just talking about that the other week, so that's awesome.
Super good. But
it's a good direction for fighting games. That's my biggest concern for Street Fighter V going forward. And actually, that's something we can kind of talk about too. Like, Killer Instinct had this season model. They were the first fighting game, I think, to try this on at least on a big level. Maybe something else did it smaller, but basically, they did this character by character rollout per season. Like they launched season 1 with I think 6 characters
it was
at
like
launch.
Nothing, yeah.
Yeah, and then they put one every like 2 months or something, and then they took a break. Season 2 came out, I think with just 1 character, maybe 2, and then they did it again, 1 character every like 2 months or something.
Yeah.
Maybe every month and a half, whatever. So, like, personally, when Killer Instinct season 2 did it, I felt like it was there's too many patches along with the game, and I'm really scared Street Fighter is going to do that as well. But what
Hmm.
do you think is like a good rollout period for a new character to be added to a game?
A new
Because somebody,
character to be added to the game?
like personally, for Killer Instinct, it was kind of hard to keep up with the game. Like when you got a character like, oh shit, who
What? What the hell? Why are you not talking? What happened?
Big D of Colorado, thank you for subscribing to my channel. But that fucking Stone Cold thing just went off my ear. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me.
I
I
was like,
closed
what
it
the
out.
fuck? Did
I
somebody
closed.
just bite his nuts or
I,
something? Ricksta's down there?
I got the shit scared out of me, dude. But I closed it now, so no one else is gonna scare me. So if you guys all sub now, it's too late.
Smooth.
But Jesus Christ,
I
what
was
the
like,
hell
what
was
the
I
hell
talking
happened to
about?
Rip? Okay.
Oh god, uh, what was I
I don't know
talking
what you
about?
were saying. Something about being gay, I
Oh
think.
right, yes. So I used to be, but Ki.
Did you just mute your mic? Fucking amateur. Come on, man. This is a professional show.
Oh, there we go. Jesus Christ, this is all
Man,
going
it's
bad.
it's hard to find good help these days, internet. I gotta tell you.
It's okay. It's working out. It's working out. I
Okay,
got
okay.
it. I
What were
got
you
it. I'm
saying?
settled down. Jesus, I don't know, man. But like, do you think they should do packs of characters? You sound like you don't want them to do packs. Like, cause one character at a time for Killer Instinct was kind of hard for me to keep up with. But if they had done like two characters every 2 months or something, I think maybe that might have been better. I don't know. You know?
Character releasing, like releasing characters is not as bad as changing characters that there are currently.
Right. But I feel like when Street Fighter is going to release characters to the game,
Hmm.
they're going to use that opportunity to also rebalance the game.
Yeah,
And I
that's
say that
common.
because
That's common.
it's common and it's exactly what ended up happening with Killer Instinct.
Yeah, and Mortal Kombat.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
it's
So,
common when they bring in a new character, they also bring in a bunch of changes. I try to have the attitude of, they can do whatever they want, and I'll let them do whatever they want, and if it sucks, I'll talk shit. That's usually what I like to do. But now that Tekken has been doing that, and I'm really not happy about some of the details, I don't know. I'm not an expert. I want it to be maximum hype, that's for sure, and that's a marketing person's job, right? I want it to be maximum fair for the players, especially the competitors. So I want it to be really hype. I want it to cause a lot of buzz, move a lot of copies, and make a lot of money, right? I want that to happen for them. But at the same time, I want the fairness and the integrity of the competitive tournaments to be maintained at all costs. I wouldn't mind the average Joe Schmo struggling against the ice clone for a month or two so that the competitors can actually have legit fair tournaments, as opposed to the game being patched for the sake of online players just before a major tournament so that all the integrity is down the toilet.
right.
So I mean, those are the things that are important to me. The details on styles of release schedules and everything, I don't know. It's hard for me to say. I know that it's hard. I know it's
Yeah.
real tough.
I mean, the other thing I think about is, when Tekken 7 was announcing their characters, we were talking about how, like, one at a time versus pairs, and like when they did the pairs, you could
Hmm.
have one weak, one strong to carry the weaker one, etc.
Yeah.
So I think like when you do just one character at a time, I think that you run that risk of like, oh, this character's kind of whack, no one cares, interest in the game drops down a little bit.
No
But if
way.
you do, you don't think so?
No way, Jose.
I think it does.
No way, 0%. And I'll tell you why I think that's not the case. Because if you make your character sick, it's sick. Nobody can say it's whack.
This is what I'm saying. Like, okay, Street Fighter 5 comes out, 16 characters, right?
Uh huh.
17th character announced a month later, E Honda comes to the game. Are you
Yeah,
hyped?
but listen, dude.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Or they put like E Honda and Alex.
Yeah, but you're missing it. You're missing my point. So if they're smart, which they have been so far, when they show E Honda, it's not just gonna be E Honda. E Honda's gonna be throwing a rose and traveling. E Honda's not gonna be a charge character anymore. E Honda's gonna have fucking flames coming out when he does his V trigger. It's gonna be barely the E Honda that we know. I was excited about Ken. Ken is like the Malibu Stacy, Barbie Ken, white, generic, most boring fucking shit ever. He's a Shoto, and he's got no charisma. His name is Ken. And I was hype about him. I was hype about him. He looks sick. He looks new. He looks fly, right?
Yeah.
E Honda will do the same if they do a good job with him. I mean, or they could unveil fucking, I don't even remember his name, Gigas. Gigas, dude. Gigas compared to any of the reveals so far in Street Fighter V is like a fucking Tenno matchup. What is up with Gigas? Look at all these tentacles. What are these tentacles? Who is this guy? Is he Marduk? Does he have Marduk's moves?
I thought Gigas was one of the better reveals.
Well, I rest my case then. I mean, they're having a struggle. They're having a struggle. You know, I think if you're designing characters that are Garbo, yeah, release 5 at a time to hide each other. It's like a group of decent looking chicks with one ugly chick in it. Sure.
You know, I'm trying to think now, which Street Fighter V character is the wackest reveal so far?
None of them. They're all sick. To me, the only whack one was that one, the new character, and it's because we've never heard of it. Nikali.
Oh, Nikali.
And even that was new, right? I mean, at least it was like, oh, okay, I'm looking at this, right? So, I mean, yeah, I don't agree with that one bit. You don't need to trick the viewers into loving your reveals by putting them out in pairs. You just need to make dope characters. You know?
I think it's a good strat anyway. I like the pairs.
It's a good strat for them, for sure.
No, it's a good strat to release pairs anyway, I think.
You really think that? I don't think that.
Because I think you can release 2 types of characters at a time that way too. So even if like, you know, I don't want to play that guy. That guy's kind of a charge character.
Do you mean release or reveal? Because that's a big difference. Release? Okay, yeah, I can agree with that. Releasing 2 characters at a time is sick. Sure.
Yeah.
Revealing 2 characters at a time, you don't need to if your characters are tight. You know?
Right.
So,
no, I'm talking about the release schedule specifically. Because KI would release 1 at a time. And usually they would release one and reveal like a teaser for the next one.
I could live with
sort of
that.
the same trailer.
I could live with that. I remember that. I remember when they revealed TJ Combo. I was so bored of that. I was like, that's a whack character. But at the end of the trailer, you could see Cinder glowing on his shoulder. And that was the coolest part of the trailer. So, yeah, that's tight. That's not a bad idea. Everyone loves that. It's called the Stinger at the end of the credits, you know? When you watch like a Marvel, yeah, I think that's what a stinger is. When you watch like a Marvel movie and then you stay till after the credits and you watch that, like, oh, they're coming out with some other movie or he's alive or whatever.
That's a stinger?
I think that's a stinger. Maybe it's not.
I didn't know that.
I think that's a stinger.
I feel like that only happened recently. Like shit didn't do that before, but the word stinger's been around a long time.
Man. That's been happening since
I know. Look,
X-Men
I know it
1.
happened, dude. It happened in Back to the Future.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's called a stinger. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
whatever.
I don't know if it's a stinger or not, but I don't even know what the fuck we were talking about. Street Fighter V, Tekken 7, release schedules. I don't know. Frustrating playing Sub-Zero. I want Tekken to come out soon, and I want them to announce another Soul Calibur and another VF, and I want them to periodically come out just like in different parts of the year for the next like 2 years.
It's kind of weird that they didn't put a release schedule on any of this stuff. You know, maybe they're just really busy because, you know, Harada had so many projects with Pokken and everything too.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because I mean, Pokken, Rise of Incarnates. You know, they're not.
Oh yeah, I always forget about Rise of the Incarnates. I wonder how much of Tekken 7's potential resources got put into Rise of the Incarnates, and how much Tekken 7 will be damaged in the end because of that. Have you put any thought into that?
I'd put none into that, and that's scary.
Right?
But
I mean, I wonder. I'm curious. I don't know how successful that game is. Is it even out?
It's free to play, right? Isn't it?
If you ask me anything about that game, it's going to be back to when I played it, which was when they alpha tested it.
Why 2v2?
Come on, man.
What?
Come on, man.
That was a funny.
All right.
Whatever.
Let's plug your channel.
Um, whatever. Twitch.tv/level up your game. I'm gonna be streaming my Steam backlog is what I'm currently working on. So right now I'm doing South Park Stick of Truth, and I'm also playing XCOM.
How are you liking Stick of Truth?
Now that I've played a couple hours of it, I'm only like 4 to 5 hours into it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm starting to notice like all you do is look for flashy things,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just shoot those things, with whatever. But then you get those funny moments, just like throwing farts at people. Like I don't know why, it's always funny, or just walking past someone and farting when even though it doesn't do any damage. But so far it's been okay. It's had its moments. But what's that guy, the crutches guy? That guy's hilarious.
Uh,
Is it Jim?
Timmy.
No, that Timmy's the guy who drives you around. Timmy. But what's the guy who like stutters?
One of them is named Timmy, and the other one's named Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy. Jimmy's the funny ass dude. Jimmy's hilarious. So
I've always liked South Park, but I've never watched it. It's always been like, dude, you got to see this episode. It's hilarious, and it's about like, YouTube or cock magic or some
yeah,
shit. But
yeah,
I've never really watched it. It's
I mean,
cool.
I've watched a lot of seasons. I started watching it around like season 11 or 12, and they used to have this website, southparkstudios.com, where you could watch every episode.
Uh-huh.
And now that's like a really whack ass thing. They got some deal with like Hulu or some shit now. So,
Of course.
but anyway, I was going
They're
backwards
esports.
in seasons. So yeah, I've watched like 4 or 5 seasons. It's pretty funny. So anyway, that game's pretty funny to watch. And that's what I'm doing. Yeah, twitch.tv, level up your game.
Cool. Excellent.
You know, Uncharted 4 is also coming out next spring.
Yeah.
That's got to be one of the busiest gaming periods like ever, right?
I don't know. You know what? I keep thinking that Fallout 4 is going to come out then, and I'm always so shocked to realize it's coming out this November. It's like, those guys did it right.
Yeah.
Tekken should have done that.
I was thinking about the same thing. Like this fall ended up being pretty open. You've got Fallout, you've got Call of Duty,
Yeah.
but those aren't fighting games. It's like
Well-
such an open period right now.
Do you remember Tekken 6 shared a release date with Modern Warfare 2?
Yeah, but that's
And-
sharing the release date. I'm
Yeah,
talking about just
I
the
guess.
period in general,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird time. Weird times.
Yeah.
Fallout's. I'll tell you this though. We were talking about business models and shit. I think that Fallout's style of revealing the game after it's been like 2.5 years in development and then saying, "Here's the game. Everyone get excited. It's coming out in 3 months," was like standing ovation. Hooray! These guys are fucking geniuses. They finally get it. This is what the consumer wants.
Yep.
They don't want to wait 2 years after hearing about a project and then having it canceled halfway through. They don't want to hear that. Get your shit together and reveal it 2-3 months before it's going to come out so we can enjoy it all together globally. And it can have a big, explosion. But I don't know how long it'll take some companies to figure that out. Anyway, bitch callings. You got one? You're my bitch calling. I already know it.
What?
Yep,
Why
you.
would I be your bitch calling? Anyways,
Mhm.
so I mean, this has kind of been a long time. I've thought about this multiple times, and it's EA and their whole model about multiplayer only releases and charging the full price for it.
Mhm.
Because I bought Titanfall last year,
Yeah, I
not
remember.
knowing that it was multiplayer only. So I was I was really excited about the game. I was actually going to buy the collector's edition for that big ass Titanfall statue, just because I thought the statue looked cool. And then I buy the game and I played it literally like 3 hours. I was like, this is bullshit. Like the single player was so garbage. It was like you're playing these online matches and you got this voice narrating saying like, oh, so this is the story. You've got this general here, blah 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 blah. Fight this online match. And it's like you play the online match, like, am I winning? Am I losing? Is this how it's supposed to go? I have no clue. It's not even a fucking story,
Mhm.
So it's total bullshit. And so then I was like, all right, whatever, fuck this game, and I stopped playing it after the first day, right?
Mhm.
Then, Star Wars Battlefront gets announced, whatever it was, E3 or whatever, and it looks super cool. Like I haven't played a Star Wars game in forever, and I was really excited by it. And so I was like, all right, cool, it's gonna be neat, like it's gonna be fun. And then I found out just like earlier this week that same thing. It's gonna be multiplayer only, just like Titanfall. And I'm like, really? Because when I think about that, I'm like $60, and realistically, if I don't like how the multiplayer plays, I'm only gonna play a couple hours of it. So that's like paying to go to the movies like 6 times or something, 5 times, whatever
Yeah,
it is.
okay,
Like,
okay.
and I'm like, I don't think I want to do that. Like, and then I was complaining like they should have single player content. Star Wars has this big ass universe. They can make up whatever bullshit story. and it's gonna work no matter what, and it's fun to play. You got hours of content in there. But other people were saying, but Battlefield 3 and 4 single player was so bad that nobody even played it, right?
Yeah.
And so that's why EA has cut it out. And I'm like, okay, so EA's model here is we don't know how to do this thing that everyone else is doing, so we're gonna cut it out of our development and charge you the same price. Is that cool? Cool. Like, so I'm like, man, fuck EA. EA's a bunch of bitches for that, dude. So yeah, if you're gonna cut out a big chunk of your game, then cut out a big chunk of the price and I'll buy it. But right now, Battlefront, I'm interested, but I'm probably gonna wait for it to drop in price. Because then I figure I'll pick it up later and I'll play it online for a couple hours. I'll feel better about it.
It's pretty funny that you say that. Okay, when you started to say that, I was thinking like, wow, this is coming from a guy who's a fighting game fan, which is like, you pay $60 for nothing but,
right,
multiplayer. But the argument you made at the end there, where they used to have it and they were like, well, we suck at this, let's cut it out, but leave the price the same, that is a pretty good argument. Pretty hard to argue against that. Maybe if, let's say, they were going to use the resources that they use for the single player to make the multiplayer better in some way, even then it would be pretty hard to sell that to the consumer. However, maybe it's not that hard to sell it, and maybe you're just not you're a fighting game fan, and to me, fighting game fans, they know what they're getting into when they buy a fighting game. I think maybe if you were a really, really huge modern day FPS fan, you would go into it expecting it to be like that. I would imagine. I don't know.
So here's the thing. I mean, way back in the 90s or early 2000s, whatever it was, I bought Quake 3 and I bought Unreal Tournament. Those were FPSs that were only multiplayer.
Yeah.
They had some same kind of shit bots for single player if you wanted to do that, but that was basically it.
Counter-Strike too.
Yeah, but games weren't $60 back then.
You're right.
Right? So they were cheaper. And now game prices have gone up, and so multiplayer only is whack, I think. And so then when I compared that to fighting games, I think, okay, you've got Tekken Tag 2, which sold how well? With no single player content, only multiplayer, like pretty bad, I think.
Not that well.
And then you compare it to Mortal Kombat 9, which had this fantastic story mode. Injustice had a fantastic story mode, and I'm starting to see a correlation here. And I think MKX sold well because of those two games' story mode, even though MKX's story mode sucked. So basically, I think story modes and single player content is still something that people want. Period.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. All I know is that Tekken 6 had single player content, and I was infuriated with it.
Right.
And Tekken Tag 2 had no single player content, and I mean, it was cool for me, but it wasn't that cool for other people. So
right. And I mean, I think their implementation in 6 wasn't the best, right? But they had I'm thinking back like Tekken 3 or Tekken 4 when they had like Tekken Force, or they had like Tekken Bowling and Tekken Tag, or they had Tekken Ball.
Just
they had
things to do.
Right. They had single player content for people to do that wasn't the main fighting game thing. Anyway, this is extra content basically. That's not just the multiplayer portion. That's all it really comes down to.
Is Titanfall an EA game?
Yes.
So this is a thing that they're doing.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah. So EA is a bitch.
EA's a bitch. I mean, EA's been a bitch. Don't they have like a proprietary launching software, or is that the guys?
Origin.
Yeah, that they have that too, huh?
Origin is their version of Steam, basically. So you cannot buy EA stuff from Steam.
I cannot stand those proprietary launching softwares.
Well, before Steam, like when Steam came out, people felt the same way. Like, what the fuck? I gotta have Steam installed to install a game? Like, why can't I just install it like any other program on my computer? Nope, I gotta have the
Steam Master Race came out.
The Master Race existed before Steam. The Master Race still exists without Steam. That's why you have Origin even.
No, Steam is the Master Race.
No, it's not.
What do you mean? Who's better than Steam?
I'm saying never mind.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I like Steam.
Okay. Everyone likes Steam. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't like Uplay. I don't like EA's one. I don't even like Blizzard's. Blizzard has its own launching program too.
Do they?
Yeah.
Battle.net has their own launcher now?
Battle.net is the launcher.
Well, I thought you could still start it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. That's still whack.
Anyway, my bitch calling is you, because you told the people in your chat room that what did you tell them?
I told them I bought the game for you for $50.
They believed you.
Because they're idiots.
They are idiots. I'm calling your chat room a bunch of morons. They were like, wow, Eris, you're such a dick for selling
they weren't, dude.
I swear. They were like, Eris really pulled the wool over his eyes. He fucking sold it to him for a sweet, cool $50.
Dude, okay, your YouTube video, right?
Yeah.
It's in there, right? That whole thing's in there. Like you
Yeah,
say,
but
like
it's
I'll sell it
clearly
to
a
you for
joke.
$30. Right? I'll sell it to you for $30, and then I come in the chat and you're like, Rip wants it. I'll sell it to you for $50.
Right.
So then I came in there and I made the joke that I bought it for you for $50. Even though
Okay,
you offered everyone
I'm
for
sorry,
30.
you're not a bitch. Whoever, I'm not doing a bitch calling, I'm doing a moron calling. What
Okay.
kind of a fucking moron would think that this guy would be a big enough moron to buy that game for me for $50? I mean, are you serious? I gave it to him because it's trash. That's why I gave it to him. I would go to hell if I sold that shit to him for $5. That game is trash. Anyway, I don't know who's a bitch, but anyone who believes that shit is a moron. That's a moron calling. That's for sure.
Moron calling. So that's what we're changing things to now. We can change our
Mix
callings
ups.
around.
Yeah, and Ricksta's a bitch too. Bitchsta.
Yeah. He's a short calling.
Yeah, Ricksta too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, good times, internet. Are you gonna stream tonight, Rip?
I don't think so. I have to go to work tomorrow morning. I haven't went in a couple weeks.
Ooh. I'll
I
probably
might
stream
stream.
something.
We'll see. Fuck it. I don't know.
Yeah, fuck that. We're still young. We're
Yep.
still youths.
Yep.
We're both gonna stream tonight.
Yep.
Internet, thanks for joining us.
Fuck
We'll
Ricksta.
Damn. See you guys next time. I'll bring the snack next time.